What is the hardest thing that we can do for ourselves in our lives? Short version, to objectively critique our lives. Now, right away, you might be trying to understand what the hell that means. Basically, what I'm talking about is we are our hardest critics. We judge ourselves the most. And the problem with all that is we take emotion into account. So when something goes bad, it goes 10 times worse than what it actually should be. And when something goes right, we do one of two things. We either take it too far and put too much emotion into it, or we don't put enough emotion into it and give it what it actually deserves. So in this video, what I'd like to go through with you is a beautiful tool that we can use to help take the emotion out of judging ourselves, to logically look at our lives and look what we're doing great at, look what we could do better at, look at what we might have out there that might benefit us that we haven't really looked at either, and look at what just is out of our control and we don't really need to worry about, or even put in plans so that whatever that is that's out of our control, it's already taken care of. For those of you who have been to my channel before, I just want to say welcome back. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Jon Scharinger. I'm the Change Operative. I'm here to help you create a happier, healthier, and a more joy-filled future. And we're going to do that through inspiring you, holding you accountable, and transforming your life. The reason we are all here, the reason you've clicked on my channel, you've clicked on this video, you're in the self-improvement, self-development area of YouTube, is because you want to better your life. And you're in the right place. Because today what we're going to talk about, and what I'm very passionate about, is understanding where we're doing things right in our life, where we could better our lives, what is out there that we're not taking advantage of, and what is out there that we may be putting energy and effort into that is wasted energy and effort, and we can funnel that into something else that might benefit us. Now, if you're in the corporate world and you're kind of listening to what I'm saying, in the back of your mind, you might have already been doing some of this stuff. You might understand what tool I'm dancing around with. And without further beating of the bush, what I'm talking about is the SWOT analysis. SWOT. Now, you might be wondering, why are we talking about the SWOT analysis within our personal life? That's a corporate term. That is something that helps with KPIs and measurements in the corporate world, in manufacturing, production, finance, wherever you are. Why are we using this term, and why do I care about the SWOT analysis? The reason you should care about the SWOT analysis is because it helps give us direction. It helps us to logically and unemotionally look at our lives. Understand where we're doing great stuff, our strengths. Where we're failing, falling down, falling apart, our weaknesses. What is out there that could help give us more successes, help increase our life and better our life? Those are our opportunities. And what in our lives are we putting that energy towards? We're putting that care towards? We're focusing on that we can't, we shouldn't. The stuff that we cannot control. Those are our threats. SWOT. So the SWOT analysis, and let me pull up a little PowerPoint that I have here to kind of show you the little boxes and quadrants these go into. The SWOT analysis, again, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These are 4 different areas, categories that helps us to identify our lives. And we could be looking at this, whether it's in your professional life. Now, I'm not saying the corporate world. I'm saying you personally in your professional life. If it's in your job currently, your career, or if you're looking to go into a new career, a new opportunity, and you're looking to build your resume or even going into an interview, this will help you identify your strengths. So when you're in that interview process, or even if you want to increase your responsibilities in your career that you currently have, you'll be able to highlight your strengths within that job. You'll be able to highlight your weaknesses. Where are you lacking? What could you do better at? What do you suck at and need somebody's help for? which will help with the teamwork aspect, which is something you can speak on. Where are your opportunities? All right, where are things in your life, in your career, that you haven't really been focusing on? You like it, you know it's beneficial, you see other people using it, but you haven't had the time to put that into your daily routine or to your professional routine. Those are your opportunities. And your threats in your career, in your profession, your threats are, what are you doing right now within your job, within your career, that may be busy work, that may be helping somebody else, but doesn't give you any value on your end? Those are your threats. So you're looking at this, again, the quadrants: strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. So when we're looking at our strengths, the question we need to ask ourselves is, what is going well for me? Again, right now we're looking at our career. What is going well for me in my career, in my job right now, that I can highlight, let other people know, whether it's my boss, again, if I'm going into a new job, interviewing, or even within the same company trying to get another, get the next job, the next career step up. What is going well for me now? And then we write those down. For weaknesses, what do I struggle with or need help with? Now, the end of that is really crucial, because just because it's a weakness doesn't mean you need to build it up as a strength. There are other people within your team, within the company that you work at, and maybe your weakness is their strength. And if that's the case, then that's perfect, because now you don't have to work on your weakness. You can help that other person, bring them onto your side, bring them onto your team, whether they're on your team or not. Bring them into the fold and figure out a way to have their strength work for your benefit. Now, you might have to do something for them. So this is a cost analysis that you need to do for your time, is if you need to utilize them for a weakness that you have, and they need something from you, is the benefit that you're getting from them greater than the work that you're going to do for them? So if you're going to bring somebody onto your team to help take away your weakness, and they're going to take that over as their strength, so then that helps you overall. But if you need to spend more time with them or on them or with their work or whatever, it might not be the best fit. So you might need to find somebody else to help you with what your weakness is, or go back to you learning more about what your weakness is and doing a little bit better. Now, it might still be your weakness, but if you can do a little bit better each and every day on your weakness, that will help you overall as well. So understand where you are. Understand where your time limits are at work, at the company you're at, the career that you have, so that when it comes down to it, you have more value coming in than you send out. Okay? When we look at opportunities, what could benefit your life that you aren't doing? What currently in your profession, in your career, in your job right now could absolutely benefit you, your life, your career, your work that you need to do on a daily basis that you aren't doing? Now, maybe it's Excel. I know every company out there uses Excel too much, in my opinion. Too much. But if Excel isn't a strong suit for you, and there's so many different ways to use Excel, maybe what you could do is take a night course. Go on Google and get an Excel certificate. Take a class at your local college or community college. Look at different ways that you can increase your knowledge in Excel. Now, I know it says, what could benefit you in your life that you aren't doing? Yes, Excel you're doing, but you're not doing it to its fullest. You're kind of just plugging numbers in there, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There's formulas, there's charts, there's pivot tables. There's all these other things that you could be doing that you aren't, that you could learn about, that could help you with your analysis, with your work, with everything else that you might be doing for your job, for your career, that could take the amount of time needed to do your work, shrink that down so now you have more time in the day to do other things. And that's something that you could then move up into your strength category, saying Excel's a strength because I've now been able to cut out an hour of time in my day that I was working on Excel, cut that out, and I'm able to put that time into something else. That's a strength. That's a benefit. That's something that, again, you can bring to your boss, bring to your employer, or bring to the next job interview and let them know, because I used this opportunity, I increased my knowledge in this area, I've been able to use it as a strength, benefit my life, blah, 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 blah. And that could either roll up into a raise that you get in your job, or maybe a promotion or a new job entirely that you are happier with. Okay? That's our opportunities. Things that we aren't currently using or using to the fullest that we can use for our life. Now we look at threats. Threats, the question we can ask ourselves is, what is the potential game ender for me? Or how else do you want to phrase that? Another way I look at threats is, what is out of my control that I'm currently trying to work on or affect change at? And I know there's a lot of us out there that are putting our energy, putting our attention into things that are out of our control. And a lot of times this is a lot easier for companies to do this. That's why it's predominantly given within companies in the different courses that they have to analyze the company's longevity and their future. But in your own life, what is a threat? What is something that could be a potential game ender for me? What is something that you cannot control that you're wasting your energy and time into? Again, going on the career path, since we've been talking about it, you might be at your job right now, and you might have somebody at your job that isn't doing their job. And it frustrates you all to hell. I've been there. I have absolutely been there. About 15 years ago, I had a job where the other lady I was working with spent more time on her emailing her friend, or talking on the phone with her friend than she did doing her work. And the reason it became so frustrating is because at the end of the day, we were in the shipping department. At the end of the day, we still need to get the stuff out and ship the stuff out. So we still needed to create the delivery orders, create the labels, the packing slips, call in the trucking companies to come and pick up this freight. So at the end of the day, when the clock was winding down, that stuff still needed to get done. And this woman would bitch, whine, and complain to our boss that she didn't have enough time in the day. So then myself, and then once I had another person on board as well, we had to help her. We had to do not only our job, but then her job to get that. We not only had to do our job, but then we had to do her job to help get all that stuff out. Now, it's not fair, but that is an example of I can't control the work she does or did. And you might be in a similar situation. You can't control your coworker's work or how much or how little they do. What you can control is how you react to it. What you can control is the work that you do at work. Your attitude, your emotions. You can control all that. You just can't control the other person. And the same goes for any relationship that you're into. Now, it doesn't matter how well you communicate. If it's perceived differently, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. You can explain your way out of any hole you want to or try to. If the information that you're giving is perceived in a different light, that person is going to attach an emotion onto that perception and look at you differently. You can't control how somebody perceives the communication you give you. What you can do is control the actions you do before you have to communicate what's going on. So what's out of your control? That's a threat. Anything that's out of your control is a threat in your life. And you can either not worry about it and just let life go as it is, or you can create plans, to help mitigate the risk of that threat and decrease the likelihood of it being a catastrophic event. And that's all the SWOT analysis. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes work. It takes the ability for you to take emotions out of your life, to look at your life objectively, so that you can see where you're weak at, where you're great at, and what you can do to increase and better your life. And like I say, to live a healthier, happier, more joy-filled life. And if you know where you are, if you have this idea of where you are in your life, you know you're good at this. You know you're bad at this. So if you know you're bad at it, why do you continue to do it? Or if you know you're bad at it, why don't you do something to make it something that you're good at? Once we know where we are in our lives, once we're able to put that little pinpoint on the map of our life, we know exactly what it takes to move us to where we want to go. See, now we have some clarity. We have some vision. We have focused energy that we can then put towards our goals, put towards our action plans to live a healthier, happier, more joy-filled life. We have our strengths. We have our weaknesses, our opportunities and our threats. We did our analysis on our life. Now the cool part starts to happen. This is base level here. This is base level stuff. Now, once we have all this stuff, we can look at our goals and really look at what we created for our goals. Are they obtainable yet? Do they fall in line with our SWOT analysis of ourselves? If they don't, if it looks like a lot of our weaknesses, we need to increase them to achieve this goal. Now we really need to look at the weaknesses and say, do a cost-benefit analysis. Does it pay for me to increase my weaknesses into strengths? Does it pay to find somebody else who my weaknesses are their strengths? And should I bring them onto my team to then help me achieve this goal? See, we are able to do this analysis now so that, okay, maybe this goal isn't the goal that I really wanted. I don't want to increase my weaknesses. I don't have the finances, the time, the want, whatever the explanation is, to bring somebody else who has my weakness as their strength onto my team. So then you can objectively look at this goal and say, you know what? As much as I want to do this, as much as I want this in my life, I don't want it that bad because I don't want to change all these other things going on. So scrap that goal. That one is gone. You can move on to the next goal. Or create a goal that puts your strengths to good use, that helps you either increase some weaknesses if you want to, or look at your opportunities and see where can you focus some energy on, taking it out of the threats, taking that energy out of the threats and focusing it into your opportunities. Where can you put that focused effort into to make an opportunity a strength to help your life become a healthier, happier, more joy-filled life? How can we transform our lives to make them what they want, to make them what we want them to be? That's the whole idea behind the SWOT analysis. That's the whole idea of transformation and transforming our lives. We need to know where we start. And the way we know where we start is doing the SWOT analysis. So if you haven't done that before you create your goals and your action plans, go back and do it. Take the time planning, right? I've talked about this in my planning videos. Planning, take the time to plan everything out first before you go forward. So now, once you did the SWOT analysis, you look at your goals, you look at your plans, and see, am I in line or am I off? If you're off, you can change and adjust or scrap what you have. If you're in line, even better. Now you did even more due diligence. You've helped give yourself even more benefits, more credits, more belief in yourself that what you're doing is correct. Where you are in your life is right where you need to be. Now, if this idea is maybe a little bit over your head, absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd be more than happy to work with you and work on this to help you understand not only its meaning, but its benefit, its value, to help bring it into your life, to create a great life for yourself. You can always message me. You can go to my website, jonathanscharinger.com. Sign up for a free quote. Sign up for a free consultation. And we can get together and talk about how we can use this as a benefit for your life. If you like where this is going, if you understood this, you like this, you understand the benefit and the value, but you need help to focus. You need help and somebody to hold you accountable. You need help transforming your life because you know what you want, you just don't know how to get there. Message me. I'd love to hear from you. Go to my website, jonathanscharinger.com. Sign up for a free consultation, free quote, or even sign up to work with me one-on-one right away. And we can get this going so you can live a life you've only dreamed of. If you're not sure if this is what you want, absolutely fine. Check out my other playlists. Specifically, check out my goal setting playlist, which is chock full of information that will help you create the goals that you need for your life. And to take that a step further, go into my setting plans and planner playlist, which will then help you create the actionable plans to put those goals to good use so that you can live your dreams. Live the life you've only dreamed of and live a life that nobody else has ever lived. I am honored and grateful that you gave me your time today, and I hope to see you next week.